A night that brings back history, an event that is filled with culture and heritage. The Gabi sa Kabilin, or the Night of the Heritage, happens annually every last Friday of the month of May. It is a one-night event where people get the chance to see the distinct Cebuano identity through the different travel destinations. There are exhibits, cultural performances, food fairs, and other interesting activities that will surely ignite the pride of being a Filipino within you.
We can know more about the Cebuano culture.
Event for us to really experience or know our history before.
We need to expose for like this, the culture, the heritage.
The National Commission of Culture and Arts, in partnership with the Ramon Aboitiz Foundation Incorporated, organized the 8th year of Gabi sa Kabilin with the theme of Rise of the Queen, in line with the event's purpose to retell the story of Cebu in becoming one of the most progressive and developed cities in the country.
Filipino become more patriotic, increase a sense of nationhood, because our national consciousness is very poorly developed. And then secondly, we continue to promote artistic creativity as we've always done. Thirdly, the third thrust that we have is culture as a pillar of sustainable development. This is a very new thrust of NSA.
The tour, which is the highlight of the event, started. The first stop was the Casa Gordo Museum. The museum is a 19th century lifestyle house owned by Spanish merchant Juan Isidro Gordo in the 1850s. The house was also the home of the first Filipino bishop, Juan Gordo. Casa Gordo is a two-story house. The first floor is built entirely with massive stone walls, while the second floor with hardwood. The Casa Gordo Museum is also a national landmark conferred by the National Historic Institute for its cultural relevance. Next stop, the Fort San Pedro. The Fort San Pedro is one of the oldest Spanish structures in the country. It was built in the early 1700s to fight off Muslim raiders during that time. Eventually, it became a hub for the Filipino revolutionaries in the 19th century. The Chapel of San Pedro Calungsod is the first structure in the SM Seaside complex, echoing a practice during the Spanish times when towns would be built around a church. The church is dedicated to San Pedro Calungsod, the first Visayan saint who was martyred in Guam for his missionary work in 1672 and is considered a role model for the youth. Designed by US-based architect Carlos Arnaiz, the Chapel of San Pedro Calungsod sits on an elevated 5,000 square meter lot within the SM Seaside complex. It can accommodate up to 803 people. The church has 100 walls, each with a unique height and width so that they seem almost like people. No one is the same, and yet they are all connected in the fact that they exist together as a cluster. The last stop is the Museo de Talisay, which is a one-gallery museum divided into 10 sections. Each section showcases the different aspects of Talisay City's pride and identity, then and now. In both the American and Japanese occupations, Talisay served as a haven for colonial forces. During World War II, the city served as a center of guerrilla intelligence operations for the Philippine resistance movement in Cebu. The returning American forces made their historic landing in the beach of Talisay on March 26, 1945, an event that marked the eventual surrender of the Japanese forces in Cebu. The event ends with the participants being more appreciative of the Cebuanos' culture and heritage. Gabi sa Kabilin indeed takes us back to the past and reminds us of our Cebuano identity.